Welcome to Easy 3 Sport Production. I'm your host Suttles, and before we get started, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that sub, and for everybody, hit that bell so you can stay notified with all this giant content that I'm dropping. Now with that being said, let's get it. So many of y'all have seen my picks that I would pick at number 5, and many of y'all have seen the picks that I would do at number 7, and I'm pretty sure that y'all are asking yourself the same question that a lot of people has been talking to me about. What happened to Evan Neal? Why isn't Evan Neal on your list? What's going on? Do you think he's going to be gone? So this is the reason why I am not a big Evan Neal fan, and this video is literally going to be all about him. So don't get me wrong. The measurables are there. 6'7", 350 pounds. He's an absolute monster. He's an absolute beast. And he's very versatile because his freshman year, he played left tackle. His sophomore year, he played left guard. And this junior season, he played right tackle. Now, he has a very, very high upside, but he has a very low floor. And those are the things that I kind of don't really want for this Giants offensive line. I mean, yeah, he has the strength of probably 3 men. He catches, he literally grabs these guys and he's able to fling them wherever he wants. He's able to get that arm out because he is 6'7", keep that length, keep the distance, and it seems like everything will be on point with that. But when you start to look at the real technical parts behind him, he has a lot of fundamental flaws that it's just not going to work in the NFL. So one of the flaws that I've seen was his lateral movement. So he is a big guy. He is 6'7", as I said, 350 pounds. That is a huge guy. His lateral movements when it comes to offensive tackles, when he played left tackle and right tackle, speed rushers can really get around him, like really easy, because he doesn't have that footwork and being able to move east to west to protect the quarterback. You have to get this man going north. Like, that's it. Not even north and south, because when it comes to south, that means that he's pass blocking, and even going backwards, it's a problem for Evan Neal. He's not that good in pass blocking. He's very good at run blocking. You can only get him going north. In the NFL, you have to be overall good. You just can't be good at one thing, and especially on an offensive line like ours, where we literally only have one stud and everybody else isn't good at all. We cannot just bang on this boom or bust type drafty. Another thing is his balance. I've seen multiple videos, seen multiple plays where the defender just uses his balance against him. Once he's going north and he doesn't really get that leverage of that arm and the defender is actually able to slip him, he's on the floor. I literally seen him face plant on the floor while trying to run block. And even going backwards, his balance isn't that strong. He's also got bull rush multiple times. And the final thing is his technique. So he reminds me a lot of Mekhi Becton. And when we took Andrew Thomas, it was a bunch of people that they were saying, oh, should have got Mekhi Becton. He was the best tackle in the draft. But they didn't look at what was going on with Mekhi Becton. The Giants was trying to rebuild their offensive line. You cannot rebuild an offensive line with a boom or bust guy. You cannot do it. You see what he's doing with the Jets. When he's out there, he's phenomenal. But he's injured most of the time. And now when he's injured most of the time, a lot of things are lacking. Now, Mekhi Becton had a way better technique than Evan Neal does. But Evan Neal doesn't even have the technique. So what's going to happen if Evan Neal just gets injured and now he's not as strong as he used to be? That lateral movement is still not there. That balance still isn't there. His technique is not there. These are things that you cannot teach at the NFL level. I mean, you can teach to a certain point, but you can't really start off from scratch. And you cannot do this with this kind of offensive line. Like, for my philosophy, you may not agree with it, but what I want on the offensive line is high floor guys not high ceiling guys, simply because with high floor guys, you know that you're going to have a top 10 or better offensive line if you have a bunch of guys that's high floor. Now, if we had like 3 high floor guys, if we had 3 studs on the offensive line and we was just trying to plug up 2 holes, I would be like, yes, get Evan Neal, because he's a boom or bust. If he booms, this offensive line will probably be number 1 in the league. If he busts, we're still going to be top 10. But we don't have that luxury. We have the luxury of we have to literally build from the ground up. We have one guy in Andrew Thomas, and after that, everybody else is a question mark. So this is the draft that we need to get high floor guys and guys that are going to make an impact day one. The ones that I mentioned in my video for the top 5, well, the pick number 5 and the pick number 7, those guys are high floor guys that I feel like when they come in, they are going to be ready to go and they are going to make an impact day one. Not this guy. He is going to be a project. For whoever gets him, if they're able to do that project the correct way, he will be a boom product. But he's not for the New York Giants. And I beg the Giants fans to really look at the film. Don't look at the measurables. Don't look at the 6'7", the 350. Look at the film, not highlights, the film, and you'll see that he has a lot of flaws. And you are not willing to spend the number 5 or number 7 pick on him. For me, I got him ranked in the mid first or the late first round. Now, somebody's going to draft him up in that top echelon just because his ceiling is so high, but that can't be us. Because if so, we're just going to go down a road that every Giants fan is going to hate, and he may end up being like another offensive tackle that every Giant fan hates. And you know who I'm talking about, from the University of Miami. But if you agree with me, go ahead and hit that sub. If not, I'll take a like.